Hello and welcome back to the Valley Forge Disc Golf Association's 2021 Winter at Valley Forge here at Camp Tecumseh Disc Golf Course, presented of course by Valley Forge Sports Network. I'm Chris DeMarco, back again here with Lefty McGovern and Dan Schifrin. Now Dan, we're 9 holes in here at the Winter at Valley Forge. What are you thinking about the action so far today?
Honestly, not exactly where I thought it would be, but we've mentioned it before, it's extremely cold. It's very hard to get a grip on these discs with the conditions as they are, and playing on camera for the first time for a lot of these guys can be pretty nerve-wracking, so hopefully we can see some better scores on the back 9. Definitely. Lefty, any thoughts on the front 9?
No, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to our #1 fan, Chris's #1 fan, really, Donna from Oklahoma, brought into the fold by Chris Costley. She just wanted her very own piece of VFDGA memorabilia.
VFSN is for the kids and the adults. It's for the people.
Love that. Thank you, Lefty. All right, folks, let's get it started, baby. Winter at Valley Forge. Hole 10, par 3, 317 feet here at Camp Tecumseh. Right to left shot that can be tricky. You've got a little bit of a low ceiling created by not only the power lines, but that hanging tree. And you saw that canoe. It's sitting dead center in the fairway, staring you down, telling you, hit me. Hit me. I dare you. Get a 4 on hole 10. Hit the canoe. See what you can do. Jimmy unfortunately falls victim to the power lines as he gets a bit of a shock to the start of his back 9. And folks, thank you again for joining us here. It's going to be a riveting matchup. Everyone's sitting here at even, and Kevin goes really high. Stalls that one out a bit, but actually does have a look. And of course, you do have quite a few guardian trees surrounding the basket. Really makes this for an interesting hole. Shout out again to John Copeland, who designed this course. Absolute specimen this track is.
Scott DeMarco's first shot on camera of the day, and he looks warm.
He's even got a glove on the left hand. He likes to swing his Firebird out real wide here. Coming right at our catch cam cameraman, Tim Gaber. And I want to take a quick second to shout out George Washington, our inspiration for this event. I wish I mentioned this on the front 9. Not many know, December 19th was the date of this tournament, 2021 of course. But back in the day, December 19th, 1977, George Washington and his troops had a rough go out in Trenton.
1977.
What, is it 1777? 1777. Oh, yeah. George Washington and his troops took refuge at Valley Forge for the winter. It was known as the Winter at Valley Forge.
It's just 3 years before Thriller came out.
Yes, of course. So if you're wondering why that was the name of this event, now you know. A lot of us grew up on a cul-de-sac called Valley Forge Drive. So shout out to G-Dubs for the inspiration. Let's see if Scott can get things started off. This would be huge.
Good run, just a little bit low there. This green is pretty guarded by these mature trees here.
Yes, they are quite mature. Kevin banging off the top of the band there.
I want to go back to more shout-outs and shout out, a lot of our fans who comment. Just so you guys know, we read everything that you guys post. All the love, all the way back from wiffle ball stuff up until now has been crazy. The support's been growing, especially around the North Jersey Greystone disc golf community, and everything you guys do is seen.
Yeah, we really appreciate the support. One thing I'd love to hear from a lot of our players is like, oh, I was out at Greystone and I got recognized at the course from the video, this, that, and the third. A lot of people have asked me like, hey, when are you going to start doing your own pro coverage? And it's something we've considered, but I gotta say, it brings me so much joy to give AM disc golfers a reason to live. There aren't many for us. No, I'm kidding. But it's just nice to put the light. It's just nice to put the light on some AM disc golfers. Hole 11, par 4, 500 feet. If you saw that grill there on the fairway, that's a very common landing zone for this first shot. The second one is very challenging because yes, you do need to put a big hyzer on it, but you're gonna need to get a little bit of nose up angle to kind of stall the disc and have it push far left. This is one of those ones where the first shot is a placement shot, but because it's uphill, really makes for a challenging tee shot. And I just absolutely shanked that one to the right. Headwind bullied me all the
I don't know
way.
what you're talking about, function over fashion, when you look amazing and everything's matching perfectly. You look spectacular.
I want maroon socks.
Yeah, Kevin said he went for function over fashion, but I'll say it again, he looks amazing. Scott, kind of a similar fate to me. Bit of a headwind here, which is unfamiliar on this hole, so he drifts out all the way into the woods.
Hole 12.
I don't think that anyone is surprised.
You think he found it?
Scott is full of antics. It's going to be a pleasure having him on the back nine here at Winter Valley Forge.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was surprised to see Scott show up on this lead card here coming down the stretch. I mean, this kid's been on fire this year. In 9 events, he's only finished outside of the top 6 one time, while also picking up 1 win this year as well.
Yeah, he is an absolute beast. I think he was rated around 950 at one point. He started putting. He started practice putting this year. Hey Dan, you ever see anybody over here, by the way, real quick?
I have actually.
Oh really?
Did you tap your hand on the tree there? I thought I might have seen you.
Let's say I did. I need an excuse. No, no, it's
very close though.
It's been an incredible year for Scott. He only just started practicing his putt because I was giving him some grief for quite a long time. And I mean, I think we all said for a while we were scared of what he could do with a good putt, and now he has it. He's got so many tips, so many tools in his game, quite a defined arsenal. And that's an incredible shot from Kevin O'Brien. Really, really just impressive to see with how low he went. The fact that he was still able to get that hyzer all the way around the left side there.
Yeah, airing it out over the OB. The road is playing as a OB there. And let's see if we can see Jimmy here approach the green.
Strange to see him go sidearm. It's very clear to me that he was pinched off from that tree. That's honestly just very unlucky, I would say.
Sad, at least. Yeah.
I think maybe I would have liked to see him go with the flex line around the right of that tree, but then you're putting the electrical pole in play. So that was just kind of a very, I would say, unlucky position. I hate to use that word, but very unlucky positioning for him after a great drive.
It is fairly open on the back door, though. I have squeaked quite a few shots over through there.
That flex shot just didn't really pan out. Tough to generate a lot of power from the standstill. See if Jimmy can get up and down for his 4 here. That's an incredibly tough break. Bounced off of that root, kind of rolled away there.
It wouldn't be a tournament if Scott wasn't jumping or sprinting. So there you go, guys.
Yeah, he's just full of it. To save the 4. Shout out to our cameraman, Tim Gebert. I think he just wanted to zoom in on the fish patch there. I know he's a big fish guy. He's down in Philadelphia watching the Disco Biscuits for the new year, I believe. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy 22. Jimmy Wang.
Really uphill putt for Jimmy. Just a little bit short and right.
Quite a few tough breaks to start off Jimmy's round here. Lefty, you mentioned he's got ice in his veins. We'll see how we can handle a couple tough breaks to start off the back 9 here. This really did almost feel like the start of the second round. The way we had everybody wait at Tournament Central and redistribute the cards so we could get as close up to the action as we could here. This is kind of a little bit of a new concept to redistribute cards after the front 9. But I think we just really wanted to try to provide as much coverage as we could.
Great cleanup from Kevin for the birdie 3. Finding himself back at 1 under par.
Yeah, nice start for Kevin. Lefty, you mentioned how clean he was the entire front 9. And when you're playing in the cold, that can matter quite a bit. I don't know, maybe you said that, Dan? I don't know, but either way, valid point in these conditions. Hole 12, par 3, 301. I had to guess on that. Probably a little shorter, but it does play about 350 because you have to go with a very high spike hyzer if you want the disc to push left. You're not going to get any love on any kind of skip play. So if you want to attack this hole, you really are going to have to swing it out high. And there is actually a little bit of water in the ravine back there behind the hill. So all different types of challenges on this hole. Kevin O'Brien says, I don't care. I'm going right for the basket.
Yeah, and if the tall hyzer doesn't tickle your peach, our very own Tim Gebert, just threw a forehand zone right into the woods on the left there and
Yeah.
parked it for the 2. So if people are feeling saucy, they can consider that.
That's the absolutely crazy play. As you can see, I'm looking upward here, trying to go for the spike hyzer. This is a hole where Jimmy can definitely attack. I'd love to see him bounce back with a 2 here.
Nice and high, let the disc get over to the left, and yeah, just outside the circle. That's a pretty decent result on this hole. It's really easy to get overly aggressive and maybe even air it out over the hill or do something crazy.
Scoreboard kind of blocked the spike hyzers. I'm going to have to move that thing to the side one of these days, but I'm feeling stubborn about it. I like it in the center. Scott for a long bid. Very dangerous putt here for a righty because the slope of the hill and the wind direction does kind of lead you towards that little small ravine there. So the potential for rollaways is high here. Oh, you definitely don't want to find yourself in the water on a putt.
That would have been super stylish from Jim. Kind of trip and then run in the putt. Just a little bit right from you there.
Yeah, pretty big misfire there, but plenty of golf left. Kevin, like we said before, low release, but very committed putt. I like it. Scott looking to save his 3 from range here, about 18 feet, and he puts it in. Jimmy unable to grab his 2 after that interesting little fadeaway run, but he gets the 3. On this hole, that's going to be absolutely fine for our competition. You saw the scores weren't too hot. Let's take a look at the leaderboard after 12 holes. Again, we did a timed start, so this is a really accurate look at what's going on here today. We've got Kevin O'Brien starting out with a nice lead here on the back 9 at -2. Chris and Scott both at even, and a little bit of a distribution at +1. Jacob Bliss getting things started off in the back 9 well. So far, Kevin's really the only guy at -2 with really, I would say, an impressive score. Hole 13, par 3, 282. This is one of those ones where the first portion of the flight is really going to predict your success here. You're just going to want to try to match that hill, give it a little bit of height, but stay under the canopy there. And if you can get the first portion of the flight right, like Kevin just did here, you should be set. Although actually, he kind of drifted a bit out there. His forehand's kind of hard to predict where it's going. Interesting release angle he has.
And like we said in the first video, the first 9 is definitely really wooded, and the back 9 opens up, and this is the hole where it really starts to open up. And if you didn't watch the front, then what are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing? This is a hole where I've seen Scott park it very many times. He does have a look there, but I know he's probably pretty disappointed with that result.
Yeah, super unfortunate to turf it there with the sexy bird. And here we have our own Chris. Not quite airing it over the reeds there, but you have been working on your forehand quite a bit. Once again, forehands in the cold, not easy.
Yeah, I actually normally do a 4-step walk up. That time I did 5. I think that's just kind of showing a little bit of the lack of experience there with the forehand, I think, making a mistake like that. Jimmy Wang, this is it right here. Match the hill angle perfectly. Give it just enough height to be able to drift back in. And on a drier day, he might have even skipped right under the basket there. Incredible effort from Jimmy Wang. And he needs it right now. He needs to stop the bleeding, get on the board on this back 9.
Ooh, good run from you there, Chris. Great to see that you weren't too far in those reeds there.
Was that a Brian Roeder ooh that I just heard?
Might have been.
Kevin gets himself under the basket. 2 birdies in a row for Kev. Starting to look a little hot here on the back 9. I'm sure he'll be happy with the 3, considering how strong these winds are.
Yeah, these winds are definitely going to start to play a huge factor on these next couple of holes.
Yeah, I think that one would have been cash from Scott. He really got knocked down. And you saw the flag was blowing to the right. Now it's blowing left. It's a blustery Bertram out here today.
Wow, I just noticed something with Jimmy's putt that's so interesting. His front foot is actually angled out.
Yes. Yep.
Instead of in.
Yeah. He does a little bit of that Paul
very
Macbeth knee bend, which is really easy for him because his knee is out open to the right. And that was a great drive from him, but it can't be understated that that was a tester. And I'm just going to continue to talk about Jimmy's putt to distract from the 10-footer that I just missed. So Jimmy, the thing about it.
That's so interesting though. I've never seen someone have their front foot pointed out like that. I can't imagine that's comfortable, but to each their own. Jimmy's a much better putter than I am. I wonder if that's an ultimate thing, or if that's just something he kind of developed on his own. We've definitely said this before, but Am's putting in the wind is one of the most nerve-wracking things to watch.
Yeah, and like you alluded to here, I'll do this whole preview, then I'm going to tell you something interesting, Lefty. Hole 14, par 4, 531. This is another one where I would say you can put the hoof down and go donk off the tee. Really, the only issue here, I would say, is finding yourself a bit too far turned to the right. I think for the longest time, I've preferred to just go big hyzer here. I think it's okay to leave 150 on your approach shot here. Just swing one out far to the left, give yourself an open, clean look to the basket, and I think you'll find a lot of success here. But if you get yourself pinched off, I mean, it's just so challenging to get around the shed, the low canopy there. It's really hard to get a look.
Wow, Jimmy absolutely yacked that. Oh my God.
Yeah, this
What is he, like 80 from the basket?
Yeah, this is without a doubt the Valley Forge drive of the day. Just a crush.
Oh my goodness.
Full flight.
Anything by that, lonesome tree there is pretty ideal.
That's amazing.
And he aired it so far past it.
I mean, look at this right now. He had a bit of a rough start to the back nine. Comes out here, lays down an absolutely beautiful drive there.
Gives himself a look at the eagle.
Yeah, and the thing with guys like Jimmy and Scott, they can both easily clear that road. And if you go across, you are OB. So it really almost adds a little bit more credibility. I think that honestly might be why Scott is struggling. I used to see him do very well on this hole, but once he added a little bit more distance to his game, I think he started to kind of struggle on this one, because if he puts everything behind it, he's going to go long.
Yeah.
Guys like myself, I can kind of go like 85, 90, 95% here, pure hyzer, and just know I'm going to land in the perfect spot. I don't have that kind of power that some of these guys do have. Nonetheless, pretty solid approach shot from Scott. Looked like that one got away from him a little bit, but he'll definitely have a chance at the birdie 3.
A little fluffed from you, Chris. You want to put that a little closer with that P McBZ.
Yeah, definitely a miscalculation. I usually go with the Explorer there. But again, I think just kind of showing some of the weakness on the forehand side, making not just physical errors, but some mental errors as well out there.
As Kevin puts one right under the basket. This kid is on fire. It's going to be hard for anyone to catch him, but these kids on his card are no slouches.
Let's see if Jimmy can put this in here.
Jump putt, Jim.
Get in.
Ooh, almost buries the eagle there, and he's been known to run him down before. He has. Great effort from Jimmy Wang. We almost saw an eagle. Shout out to Bill Hove, who cashed in the eagle at the Battle of Greystone Woods. I think we need to upload that clip, guys.
Yeah, I think so.
Give it its own video on the channel. And that's just not the time you want to be missing a putt. Even if it is from 25 feet, 30 feet, you really want to show Kevin that you're on his tail right now. Now, whether you're a player who focuses on their own game or kind of watches how the card's doing and feeds off the energy, nice par from Scott, it's undeniable, especially at this level, that there's a bit of an energy shift that goes on throughout the day. Even if you aren't one of those guys who's kind of, watching how well your card mates are doing. So especially when you're coming down the stretch of a one-round tournament, you really want to put some pressure on your opponents. Hole 15, par 3, 200 feet. Yes, the road is OB on the right-hand side, but you still will see most players attack the right side with the hyzer. It just shapes up so naturally. And unfortunately, just as we saw Jimmy start to bounce back, a little bit of a misfire from him there.
Chris, you said in the last video that you had never lost a VFDGA major that you played in. Oh my
Kevin.
God.
Kevin O'Brien.
That was that's my vote for drive of the day. Sorry, Jim.
Yeah, wow. Any excuse to say Valley Forge drive of the day.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Just a truly beautiful stroke from Kevin here. So pure the whole way, never a doubt. And sometimes when you see an ace run, it actually was kind of a bad shot that was a little too aggressive. But that, even if it didn't hit the basket, was going to be perfect, 15 feet.
Absolutely.
And I was gonna
Look at him. He's just having a blast out here today. I've never seen this kid have this much fun on the course. I love it.
I was gonna say, do you think that Kevin was a little nervous with the DeMarco brothers on his tail? But it looks like he's
Clearly not.
gonna
Yeah,
be
right?
just fine.
Right? I will say Kevin made a comment when he saw that I was on his card for this tournament. He said, and I quote, that he did a quadruple take when he saw that I was playing again. So I was definitely excited to be back here. Going with the Ricky Explorer.
And although, Chris, you have been known to win these type of events, since your absence, especially this year, Kevin has four of his last 5 finishes were top 6, including 3 lower level wins this year. And he's been in his bag this year, as the kids say.
As Lefty says, he
kids
is no
say.
slouch. I'm not sure what that was from Jimmy Wang. He kind of skipped that off the road. I'm not sure if it was intentional. That's just not the putt you want to have for a 4 there.
Yeah, I'm actually really shocked with how Jimmy played this hole, with how proficient his forehand is. I figured he wouldn't even bring the OB into play.
Yeah, I mean, if we really want to go into detail, this left to right wind makes it hard on either side. If you go backhand, it's going to get knocked down. If you go sidearm, it might drift all the way OB. So
Yeah.
it's tough either way.
It's a great putt for your 2 there.
Yeah, trying to stay 4 within Kevin. There's a lot of OB at the tail end of this course. So if you're a smart golfer, you're just putting your head down and you're playing disc golf at this point. There's really nothing else you can do. You can go OB on 17, you can go OB on 18, and there's really no way to play those holes safe. You have to play good disc golf. So at this point in the round, it's anyone's game.
And as you said, 18 is I would consider it a huge equalizer. Like you said, you can go OB, you can find yourself in some pretty dense rough, and you can do both of those multiple times on that hole. So
Yeah, very true. Take a look at the leaderboard after 15. We've got Kevin O'Brien with the lone lead by 4 strokes with only 4 holes left to go, sitting at -4. We got the DeMarco brothers tied at even in second place. Jacob Liss making a little bit of a push here, also sitting at even. Hole 16, par 3, 340. Straightaway shot, but this one really does play more like 380. It is a little bit uphill, and you do have OB road on the right-hand side. So you see that natural slope right to left on this hill can really make it tempting to swing it out wide right, but you just got to keep the disc under control. Try to go hyzer the whole way if you can. Accessing turn on this shot can be a little bit dangerous. If it gets squirrely, you might find yourself OB on the right. As you saw, both Kevin and I just going to try to ride the hyzer pure the whole way. And I do like to disc down a lot, but this is a hole where I actually really like to go with the 12 speed, just so you can kind of, again, go pure hyzer the whole way.
There's so many times, I've only seen this course played 2 times, but it looks like everyone that has a really, really great drive is going to end up around that mulchy area where we see all these guys end up, really.
Yeah, I think a common mistake, you throw it high and you drift so far left. You kind of underestimate that how far the disc can drift with that light slope. If you've played this course, I'm sure you've been like 70 left of the basket here. Jimmy with a slightly similar fate, but he will have a look. Jimmy's an incredible Circle 2 putter. We have not really seen it here today with the nature of these wins, but I mean, shoot, I take a lot of pride in my Circle 2 putting, but I think he might be the best guy from C2 in the VFDGA at this point.
Yeah, I think a lot of that can be attributed to, as you mentioned earlier, he's dead focused on the course. You know, even playing a casual round, he almost won't even notice you there, you know?
Yeah. David's the same way, unfazed. Whether the focus level is there for David, I'm not sure. The inconsistencies, I don't know. I mean, he's either like -5 or like +5. But just, it's the story of the day right now. Another tough break for Jimmy off the pole, and that was a committed putt. So to see a roll away there is interesting, but happy to see him clean up the 3. And at this point for Jimmy, he's got to be thinking, I'm very excited for triples at this point. It's probably his thought.
This is a huge putt for Kevin.
Just low. Kind of swings the door open for Scott here now.
Yeah, that was to go 5 under with 2 to play.
Yeah, I think that would have put it away. But if Scott can hit this putt, He's only down by 3, and we know how much danger looms on 17 and 18. This is a huge moment for the one-time VFDGA major champion, Scott DeMarco.
Yeah, Scott's really looking to get off the par train here. Next stop, Birdieville.
Nice hit, Scott. And nice hit, Dan. That's it can't be stated enough. That was an absolutely huge moment to put the pressure on Kevin going into 17. And not for nothing, but Scott is one of the better long drives in the association. So that's not the guy you want behind you on 17 and 18.
Especially with the eagle in play for him on 18.
Look at those great shirts, by the way.
Hole 17, par 4, 441. This is an island hole. You can't see the flags here, but you do have to make it all the way down to about here on your screen in order to get a look at the 2. There's a drop zone right around here if you do not make the island, and there is a little bit of a layup area that you can access here. So we may see Kevin go for that, but it's so short that honestly, especially because I don't know who's practiced that shot before, I really think you've just got to go for this one.
Come on.
Scott, swinging it out.
Come on.
Wow. Oh no.
You hear the gallery rooting for Scott DeMarco's drive to come back and play.
At this point now, if Kevin can get this one inbounds, all likely he will have a 4-stroke lead unless Scott can cash from the drop. And quite frankly, Kevin gives himself about a 30-foot look there, so he may be able to stretch this lead out even further back to 4 strokes.
Chris, seeing you go here with the wide hyzer.
Yeah, quite a few times today I disked up in stability to my force instead of the destroyer, but I don't think I have enough angle control on the flat releases, or maybe it's just enough trust on those flat releases. It's so easy as an AM disc golfer to overcompensate for the wind. I think a lot of us make that mistake often.
I was literally just going to ask, as an AM disc golfer, do you make your disc decisions based off of these wins?
Yeah, I do. I normally go with a destroyer, and I feel like I've been in the circle as long as I can remember on this hole. But it's, you know, you add a little bit of variability to an AM golfer, and everything kind of just falls apart. Kevin with a very, very smart layup here. I'm sure he wants to show off for the cameras, but at the end of the day, this guy's competing for his first major title. Smart play to lay up with these wins, and he'll be able to get that lead back to 4 strokes as we saw Scott miss the drop zone.
Jimmy just keeps getting bullied on the green by the wind there. That's unfortunate to see that again.
I wonder if that's a byproduct of his kind of lofty putt. I went with the Rhino there, but right off the band.
I do know Jimmy putts relatively flat, and that should be a little better for windy conditions. So, not sure.
Yeah, I mean, Jersey golfers, we can do some crazy things in the woods. Hyzer flip-ups to flat, hyzer flip-ups to drift at the end. You know, I think it is quite impressive, but when you see us out here in the wind trying to putt, it gets ugly fast. Nico LaCastro on the green.
There it is. It's Chris. He's going to try to finish out the day really strong here, looking at 3 out of the last 4 holes with a par with a birdie mixed in.
Hole 18, par 5, 902 feet, the crown jewel of Camp Tecumseh. Another beautiful par 5. You've got the road lining the OB on the right-hand side. You've got a little bit of a water ravine on the left-hand side, so you really need to get your drive dead straight. Trying to land about that big tree with your 3 here. And we got Jacob Liss making a push, sitting at -1. Maybe he can get an eagle, put some pressure on Kevin.
Go in?
Unfortunately, he does go OB wide right, but if he can save his 5 here, he may be looking at 2nd place. He's sitting at -1 right now.
Massive hyzer looking for the skip off the road, and he gets it.
Wow. Absolute crush from Jacob there. No surprise. The kid's got an arm. He says not even close, but the Yulee zone skips in.
Look at that.
Yeah. No surprise,
shirt
Jacob,
right
being a
now.
sponsored player, has one of the more beautiful bags I've ever seen. Every one of his discs looks so cool. I mean, look, he's got the double black lunas. You'll love to see it. Cashes that one in. So Jacob will stay at neg 1. Very nice round.
Very impressive to see him coming back from over par, getting under, and, well, giving second place a run.
All right, let's see if Kevin can stick this one in bounds. He's got a 4-stroke lead on the card and a 3-stroke lead on the field. And I gotta say, he's looking pretty, especially for a guy like him who can play conservative golf well. I think he's pretty much set to get his first victory here today.
Yeah, he's shown with the layup on the last hole that he is here to play golf and hopefully win his first major at the VFDGA. Not exactly what you wanted, Chris, but still really admirable first round back, competitive, and on camera nonetheless.
Yeah, I think this round was a bit of a wake-up call. I used to practice a lot back in the day. I think that was how I got to where I was. And I think this round kind of reminded me that I'm going to need to do that again. But I think, in a way, I think that was the right outcome for me here today. Unless I throw it in for Albatross, man. You never know here on VFSN. We've seen... Actually, I don't know that we've seen crazier things happen, but you saw me taking my time on 17. I'm definitely trying to finish out strong. I always do. I never like to give up on the round. You just never know what's going to happen. Whether it's with Kevin or just the field as a whole. You always want to respect the game of disc golf. Finish out your rounds strong. Not only respect the fans and the viewers. Shout out Donna. Shout out all the fans.
Scott puts an absolute move on this one.
Yeah, way OB.
Yeah, moving the wrong direction, but it was going fast.
And now he's in weird positioning. Kind of tries to go for the Paige Pierce line there.
I need to sit down right now.
Yeah, but at this point, I know Scott is kind of a first place or nothing kind of guy. He's had enough second places in his day, he'll tell you, as I slip off the approach shot here. But I think after Scott goes OB there, he's just ready to play some triples, ready to have some pizza, ready to have some clementines. I don't think he's too concerned about the outcome at this point. Kind of the exact opposite of what I was just saying is my approach to the game. Nice drive from Jimmy. Jimmy's a guy you have to respect. You can't really tell his score based on his attitude. I respect that a lot. I find it really hard to, you know what I mean, keep the exact same personality out there based on my score. I think we all do.
Sure.
You never want to be that guy that gets a birdie and is all of a sudden just loudly, you know, having a great time. And then gets a bogey and disappears into the corner. I think everybody tries to not be that guy. But you have to give Jimmy respect for how, like Lefty said earlier, just level-headed and ice in his veins he is out there. And that's a little bit of insult to injury to Scott there.
That is super unfortunate.
That is definitely out of bounds.
Chris with a big shot, trying to get up over the bridge, over the water, and I
wanted to save the
know
birdie.
about that.
Wanted to save the birdie. I like the way that looked, but just tried to bite off a little bit too much with that airspace there. Ended up hitting that big tree. I was gonna call it an elm just to try to make myself look good, but I have no idea.
I believe
Kevin finds himself in a weird spot here, guys.
I believe that was a Wyckoff Sycamore, Chris.
Ah, of course, of course.
Yeah.
Kevin's definitely in a strange spot here. There is a massive gully there with water in it. Kevin says no, pushes right through, gives himself a look at the putt. Very nice from Kevin.
Scott may be looking to throw in here.
That was a really weird reaction.
Bounces off the tree, gives himself a look at the putt. Jimmy. See how much he snaps open his hands there. That's definitely from that ultimate background. Nice up and down from him there. I'll try to do similar with the zone. A little too high for that right to left wind there, I think.
What a gamer. He still runs the putt when he clearly doesn't need to.
The putting has been crazy here today. I mean, just if it was consistent wind for all the holes and for everybody, it would be one thing. But every putter on every green has been different.
Scott hitting one in on 18. Minor meltdown there with the double bogey, but he saves it. Let's give him a little love for that one. That is not an easy putt to hit, especially at the end of your round. Everyone's thinking pizza, thinking clementines.
And props to Scott. He really was trying to push it towards all the way to the end there. Trying to get aggressive on 18, catch Kevin.
Going another strong finish.
He went with the full-blown par train. Jimmy misses that one a bit wide right, but probably not easy considering Lefty was crunching leaves in the background there. We'll give him a pass.
I have no doubt Jimmy didn't even notice.
Yeah, you know what? We've said it all day with Jimmy.
Yeah.
The man himself going to come up to clean up his putt. His first VFDGA major title. Kevin O'Brien, one of the founding members of the Valley Forge Disc Golf Association. I really can't think of a more deserving victor than Kevin. And he was on coverage the whole time, which only makes it more challenging to be filmed on the front nine. Shout out to all the players who came out today. Jevin, Evan Losh, Fred. We had so many new guys out there this time. And with these more private events, we're always trying to expand them, make them bigger. Lefty, like you said, we picked the feature card because Jacob asked. So don't be afraid to drop a comment, shoot us a message. If you want to get involved, just give us a shout. More importantly, what did you guys think of the action, Dan?
That was super awesome. Again, like I said at the top, I did not know what was going to happen, so I was along for the ride the whole time. And just huge congratulations to Kevin. You know, we said this a couple times. This was his first time playing on camera, first time winning a VFDGA major. A lot of firsts, and I mean, it was the first time I saw him throwing forehands as well. So for him to kind of come that prepared to this event and school some of y'all, it's pretty awesome to see.
If you say that one more time, you're out. No, I'm just kidding. Lefty, let's get your thoughts on the round there. We're gonna head over to Greystone in a minute, but what did you think about the round?
The field was crazy.
Did I just say Greystone? We're gonna head back to Camp Tecumseh in a minute. But Lefty, what did you think of the round?
The field was crazy. I think that with it being an invite-only sort of event, we were able to make this card, the whole card, top to bottom, super competitive. I don't think that anybody could have, you know, put themselves as a favorite. I mean, Jacob is a crazy player. Chris coming back from a long layover, but Kevin just did not waver at all. He was super consistent, stayed true to his game, and he deserved it.
Yeah, I think everybody said it. With the weird conditions, it was nice to have Kevin truly earn the victory, not just have some weird kind of weird score. But we're going to head back over to Camp Tecumseh for the award ceremony. We'll see you next time.
Lefty, get a zoom in on the scorecard. We're here at the winner of Valley Forge.
Wow, looks great.
All right, folks. Our champion of the Valley Forge Disc Golf Association's Winter at Valley Forge, presented by Valley Forge Sports Network, and the winner of the VFDGA One Tag for 2021, Kevin O'Brien. Woo! His first VFDGA Major Championship. We've got a new winner this year. Can we get a speech? Speech!
Well, you know, you come out here just looking to play well. Tecumseh is a beautiful course. You know, you work on your craft. You work on your craft some more. Cold hands didn't matter today. You know, it was a game of placement. So I felt like I got my upshots down, and that's all there was to it.
Here we go, Kev! Now get David in his car, because he asked. Hey, Dave.
One take, wow, nice.
All right. David, did you get last?
I think I did.
Nice. And David Wang with last place.
You still had fun.
All right. Everybody eat a clementine. Another slice of pizza. And then we'll play triples.